Brakes not working.
The world is not the same anymore.
I was come back from church. My family were in the car with me. Some of my brother-in-law's children, and they graduate from college and high school. They had graduation at the church, and we went there and celebrate there. Then after that, I think at about 4:30 something, we came back home. When I visit from the unintended to the snailing, and I saw many cars in front of me. I also saw a red light. Then I took my foot off the gas and put on the brake. But you know, when I put, nothing happened. Then I put again. Then I yelled to my family, and brakes not working. Police came and he asked me what happened, and I told him brakes not working. That's why we have accident. So I tried everything I could to stop the car, but the brake just it's not working.
I feel like, oh my gosh, we hit other cars, and the people just running. People were running, and like everything just like go crazy.
My daughter was crying, and I hold her. Then I check my father and my brother and check my wife. I very scared, and I worry about my family in the car.
My brother, he was unconscious at the moment.
Police came. Then I asked him, anyone is okay? And he said, no, somebody died. At that moment, I'm very sad about that. I didn't mean to hurt other people.
When I think about that, I feel sad, and I feel very bad about the accident. It's just something that is like a life change event for me and everyone involved. I was so scared, and I just feel like the world is not the same anymore.
The Lee's 1996 Toyota Camry slammed into the back of an Oldsmobile Sierra. 3 people in that vehicle lost their lives, but they were not the only victims. This accident suddenly thrust the Lee family into a legal plight and sent this father of 3, with a new baby on the way, behind bars. A jury convicted Koua Fong Lee, and the judge sentenced him to 8 years in prison.
When they took me away from my family, I thought about how they will survive for 8 years.
Lee was serving time at Lino Lakes Prison when his wife gave birth to their new daughter, Angel.
Then I decided that I never name her Angel, because I hope that she will give me the strength.
As Lee served his sentence, Brent Schaefer, an attorney hired by the family after the conviction, reviewed the court transcript and was astonished to discover so many things that were not as they should have been. Expert testimony that was simply wrong, defense counsel that did not do its job. And then came the chance to revive the case in January 2010, the massive recall of Toyotas for unintended acceleration. Other drivers started coming forward, potentially strengthening Lee's case.
We were racing against time, you know, from a guy who's got a family, a child who was born while he was in prison. One was only less than a year old when he went to prison. You know, this man was losing precious time with his family. So we were in a great hurry to get this brought before a judge.
Meanwhile, a lawyer from Corpus Christi was representing the families in the Oldsmobile in a possible civil case. Bob Hilliard, founding partner of Hilliard Munoz Gonzalez and a renowned attorney against auto manufacturers, also reviewed the Lee trial transcript. With 30 years of experience trying cases, he asked, has anyone thought of getting Lee out of jail?
My feeling was that Koua never had his day in court. I thought that this was a bully verdict. I thought that there was clearly a chance for him to not have even been convicted, and that chance had been lost early on, and then it was lost again and again and again.
Hilliard joined Schaefer and the pro bono legal team, which partnered with the Innocence Project, all united in their belief that Lee should be freed.
It was hard to stay in Texas when I started to feel the passion necessary to do everything that I could to help him.
The two lawyers went to see Lee together at Lino Lakes Prison.
You know exactly when you meet Koua that what he actually just illuminates the injustice that was done here.
The first thing he did was he gave me a hug, and I'm very comfortable with that, so I hugged him back and we started to talk, and my impressions of him was he has a deep, deep peacefulness about him, kind of like a shaman.
When I first met him and we had conversation together, and he said he know that he the bird, not the gas. I feel like he believed me, and every time I talk to him, it seems like he understands more, you know.
I feel very connected to him. The way he talked to me, the way he treated me. He doesn't treat me like a lawyer talk to a client, so I feel very comfortable talking to him.
This man from Texas, a father of 6, including a newborn, related immediately to Lee, the family man in his orange jumpsuit, who also had a new baby girl. The legal team knew there was no guarantee a judge was going to grant a new trial, even with new evidence, but they were propelled by their belief in Lee.
From the very beginning, it was a tightrope without a net. I knew that I'd made a choice to be very high up on that tightrope, and if we weren't successful, the fall was going to hurt.
When Hilliard and Schaefer re-examined Lee's car, they discovered that witnesses had introduced major errors in the original trial. Thanks to this new legal team, Lee was finally granted a new chance to clear his name. Hilliard and his team exposed the mistakes that put this innocent man behind bars.
And I think Bob, in the courtroom, when he stands up, you can guarantee he's going to deliver.
The trial had gone well. The evidence had come in very favorable to us. I thought that the truth was ringing clear and loud, and I had a sense that the judge was going to do what she ultimately did.
As the judge read her decision, Hilliard held Lee's arm.
It was clear to me from the words she was choosing and the direction that she was going that she was going to grant our motion, and Koua was going to spend this night, that night, at home. So I wrote a note to him.
And Bob also wrote a note to me, "You are free."
But the county attorney announced that she would not seek a new trial. This was over, and finally, after nearly 3 years in prison, Lee was free for good.
It was incredible. You know, hours earlier, we met with him in a cement cell with a steel door on it. And, an hour later, he's hugging his wife coming out of a jail cell. It's raw emotion. It doesn't get any rawer than that.
This is my dream. I have been about 3 years. I miss them. Every night I slept in this little room or the cell. I think about this day. My dream come true.
Koua has changed me as a man and as an attorney, and it's a combination, I guess. I didn't need Koua's case as a man or as an attorney, but now I can't imagine not having it. because it has defined me in the short months that I have been fortunate enough to help him. I could practice law for 30 more years, and this would still be my moment.
I would like to say thank you, Bob, to help free me and go back to my family and go back to my children. We will keep in mind forever. It's a big, big gift from you, and I will tell my children that you are my hero. You help us. Love you.
I love you too.